Hello, so welcomes back everyone. And Wolf here with even more Star Wars The Old Republic, playing as Vaedren, my Imperial Agent. And where we last left off, we were doing an interlude part of the series, where we went back to Vykan Space Dock and completed the flashpoint known as the Red Reaper, dealing with Darth Icarol and his pure-blooded Sith. We got to know our companions a little bit better, and seemingly there is a lead in regards to the Star Cabal on the world of Voss. So that is our current destination. I've switched over to another armor set to kind of somewhat distance ourselves from the Empire, just while we go through our conflicted feelings. I thought we might switch out of our more formal wear. So, Voss. Barely in hut space. Voss was first discovered only a few years ago, and the rocky, lightly forested planet remains absent from many star charts. Two distinct cultures inhabit the world, both at a pre-spaceflight stage of development. The first culture, known as the Gormak, is a xenophobic and violent species that dominates most of the planet's surface. The second culture, known as the Voss, has been amenable to contact with outsiders and welcomes visitors to the mountain city of Voss-Ka. The Voss have a highly ritualistic society and are notable for their unusual attitude with the Force. The Republic and the Empire have sent representatives to Voss-Ka to explore the possibility of an alliance. So, both players of the Republic and the Empire do come to Voss at the same time. They have their own objectives, of course. Voss-Ka is the capital city of the Voss, if not their only major city, and it is basically declared a neutral ground. We are not here to drag the war to this world. Not yet, at least. Not until some sort of treaty is signed. But there are going to be regions out of Voss-Ka where if we encounter a player from the other faction, well, as long as no one saw it, it didn't happen.
This is Watcher 3 to Cipher 9. Things are a little chaotic without Keeper, so I need a minute to pull our files on Voss. In the meantime, I did want someone more familiar, but...
Apologies for the wait. Playing catch-up with our friends in the diplomatic service, but we think we can brief you.
I didn't realize we had an expert on board.
The diplomatic service has more experience with Voss than anyone. Certainly more than me.
We never served on Voss personally. It's a newly discovered world, home to a simple humanoid civilization. One species, one government, one city. Voss-Ka.
Primitive. They didn't even have spaceflight when we made first contact.
But they have art and laws and culture. More importantly, they have citizens who can use the Force. Not Jedi or Sith, but something different.
New Force users could change the balance of power.
The Voss Force sensitives are called mystics. They're healers and fortune-tellers, utterly revered and considered infallible. We want the Voss and the mystics to ally with the Empire. The Republic is petitioning them too, yet they remain stubbornly neutral.
Of course, half the galaxy has spies there. Who wouldn't? Keeper's files clearly indicate conspirator involvement, but no names or details. All I've got are instructions for a meet.
Keeper wasn't one to follow hunches.
I agree. She saw something in these files I don't. I'm sorry. There's a Teahouse in Voss-Ka proper. You're supposed to wait for a contact. He'll identify himself with the phrase, anew as the spring. I don't know who he is, or whether Keeper told him about the Star Cabal, but he'll know more than I do.
assuming he's in one piece.
Assuming that, Watcher 3 out.
We'll await your instructions.
I guess Vector's gonna be the ideal companion for this world then. He'll be able to maybe smooth over any diplomatic incidents we're accidentally to cause. We do actually have a bit of mail. I looked at that earlier, actually. Oh! The wife of the Republic Sergeant who we let go. Yeah, she was told an Imperial saved him from the Eshkar on Belsavis, then spared his life. She told him to do something to thank you, but he said it would look bad for a Republic soldier to correspond with the enemy. So I'm sending this message on his behalf. Ah. Well, there's our good deed for today.
Welcome back, Master. I've just completed a new meal plan for your culinary pleasure.
That's a good thing I'm getting off the ship then, isn't it? We have switched over to our sniper once again, over to our marksmanship. At level 73, we did gain the marksmanship finesse. Snipe grants us that marksmanship finesse ability, increasing the armor penetration and damage of your next follow-through by 10%, and this can stack up to twice. Now we get to choose one of 3 passives. I've chosen to increase the amount of damage our shield probe can absorb, which is going to be handy. So that's 20,000 compared to 20,000. Oh well, I'm sure that'll change. I was tempted to grab Calculated Pursuit. When exiting cover, you gain 4 charges of Calculated Pursuit, allowing your snipe to be activated while moving. It's very good. I'd like to be a bit more mobile. It'd be good in PvP, I imagine. But since we're going to be rolling into cover quite often, I'd rather have my shields be able to absorb more damage. In addition, we do have a tactical, the Refraction Point, which is used for the marksmanship sniper. Our penetrating blast actually deals splash damage to targets around a primary target, and also causes our next follow-through to also deal splash damage. So we have even more AoE potential. So much so, in fact, we could, in essence, maybe grab our ballistic shield. Consideration. Either way. Of course, the Voss will not allow both the Republic and the Empire to construct a spaceport each on their world, in their one city. And so we have to make use of a shuttle from an orbiting orbital station. Yeah, no. That's just an accident waiting to happen.
Welcome to the Voss Orbital Docking Station. This facility offers state-of-the-art amenities such as a pressurized interior and radiation shielding. We hope you will enjoy your stay on this station, as access to the planet is strictly prohibited.
What's the situation?
The negotiations on Voss are complex, requiring subtlety, and are far too important for just any incoming transmission. My apologies. It seems Darth Seraphim requests the honor of your presence in the Imperial Embassy at Voss at your earliest convenience.
Care to explain that?
Darth Seraphim only asked that you be invited to the embassy as soon as you arrived. The shuttle is this way. Please don't keep Darth Seraphim waiting. He's terribly important.
Darth Seraphim.
Welcome to the Voss Orbital Docking Station. Oh, it's you. Do let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
We know that name. We actually received a message from him from our activities on Tatooine? Oh, I think he was the one who thanked us for bringing to light that Jawas could use the Force. He mentioned that Lord Beru was going to be punished for her attempted ruse to swap obviously one Jawa for another. I can't recall if Darth Seraphim is part of the Dark Council, but he's high up in the diplomatic sphere of influence. Is there anything we should be aware of? So here's Voss. We should look at the map, actually, before we go anywhere else. A lot of plains of nothingness. Map. So, here's Voska. We have kind of the Imperial District, Republic District. And we have almost like a diplomatic embassy area. Obviously, we know we have the Imperial Embassy nearby, and I believe this might be the Republic Embassy. And then across this main bridge, we have the majority of the Voss buildings, including where most of their, I suppose, governance is housed. So we know there's a Teahouse here, because that's where we need to meet our contact. What was the code phrase again? Ah. It doesn't tell us. Oh dear. I'm sure I'll recognize it. Even here in Voska, before we even get down to the other regions of Voss itself, there are a few activities we could involve ourselves in. In fact, we haven't looked at the rest of the map. Pull out here. Oh, wow. It really kind of gives away the region, doesn't it? The map has certainly changed since the last time I was here. Oh, I saw someone. So, we have a few major regions. To be honest, you never really go into the northern region unless that's part of the bonus series at all. But we start over in... I forgot what this area is called. I think it's like the Low Paths, which is where the Republic and the Imperials have small outposts dotted around, and they are doing some archaeological digs around that region. There is a path of pilgrimage to a structure just to the north here, and we haven't heard much yet about the other sentient race here known as the Gormak, but suffice to say this region to the south is known as the Gormak lands. And then finally, of course, we have another region appropriately named as the Nightmare Lands, which we'll be visiting at some point in the future. Suffice to say, we have a member of Imperial Intelligence here trying to get our attention.
Copy. Assets approaching. Commencing now. Agent, the local intelligence branch would like to request your immediate assistance. We need you for an important surveillance operation. If successful, we stand to gain a wealth of intelligence on the Republic's war efforts.
You'd better not be wasting my time.
I assure you, the task is vital. We want you to take this audio surveillance device, locate a Republic official named Gur Antok, and engage him in conversation. We have created a cover identity that establishes you as a potential defector to the Republic. A meeting with Antok has already been arranged. The surveillance device will record everything that's said, allowing us to reproduce Antok's non-human vocal patterns and gain access to the Republic's encrypted files.
Why not do it yourself?
None of our agents here would be able to sell this particular cover story as well as you can. Good luck. We'll look forward to seeing you again shortly.
What do you mean by that exactly? Sell it as well as you can. If I get my programming activated again, I'm going to be rather upset. There is a Sith Lord over there. I believe you normally need to really talk to him after the events have transpired here on Voss. I can't remember how he words things, but it sounds like it's... Anyway, we'll talk to him later. We have the Imperial Embassy here. Let's locate this Republic individual anyway. What mount should we use for our time here on Voss? Maybe? The Desert Mudhorn. Why not? Oh. We have a law op... Ah, we have some Voss here. Voss are very distinctive, both in their appearance and in how they communicate, as we'll discover. They have an interesting dialect when using Galactic Standard. The Voss are a newly discovered humanoid species with a strong affinity for the Force, though they don't recognize it as such. Confined to a single city, Voskar, on their homeworld, they possess a pre-spaceflight level of technology, until their recent discovery by the Republic and the Empire. Today they have begun integrating outsider advances into their own culture, but remain isolated and backward compared to the rest of the galaxy. Voss society is difficult for outsiders to comprehend, as they are guided in everything they do by the infallible visions of their Force-using mystics. This unwavering obedience is often misinterpreted as a stoic fatalism or a lack of emotion, but beneath their reserved words and placid exterior, the Voss are a passionate and devoted people. The Voss share their world with the far larger Gormak population, and consider the tribal Gormak to be little more than beasts. While the Voss readily acknowledge the threat the Gormak represent to their society and constantly war against them, there is never any consideration given to wiping them out entirely, as Mystic Law clearly states that the last Gormak must never die. Indeed, seemingly, these visions of the Voss, their mystics, will always come to pass. The mystics, of course, have the visions, and it is then down to interpreters to interpret what happens in those visions, how the vision will come to pass. But seemingly they've never been wrong.
Are you Ger Antok?
Kai grizo is regno pernai. Padra vimos brandimus prostis cad atveredag. Smal sio popudus mana ira padare mana nan kali.
I've seen how Republic people live. That's the life I want.
Vataranai angomis akana norm, alas protas era. Acrodo nomales, Smogas total gisbavo apiatai.
I'm here to help.
Tarsi giabutu pa. Holo gijoja bavana bagristai apkal tinta serapole. Era bagalines viltias ki asima.
Okay. Hopefully the recording made of his vocal patterns is enough. Whether or not we will be contacted again for the second step of our defection, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
I have the recording for you, Agent.
Excellent. Our technicians will begin processing the recording immediately. This intelligence could turn the tide of battles across the galaxy. We greatly appreciate your assistance in acquiring it.
Just doing my job.
It was skillfully done, to be sure. If you'll excuse me, I have a great deal to do now. Thank you again for your participation.
Not a problem. What we'll do is we won't speak to Darth Seraphin just yet, as I believe he has a task for us almost immediately. Like Belsavis, we're probably going to break this up into smaller chunks. I've been rather enjoying breaking up the videos into smaller pieces, and then the plan is to upload multiple videos a day, so you have a bit more flexibility in when you want to watch them. But I do believe a couple of Voss would like to have a word here in the judicial quarter.
Please wait. We have questions. We know nothing of you. Tell us the Empire's purpose here.
We believe the Empire can offer your people a great deal. Power, strength, the whole galaxy.
The Empire wishes to benefit us. We did not know.
Do you know the Republic? Can you tell us about them?
The Republic will force your people to fight their losing war. You'll be destroyed.
Disturbing words. Very disturbing. We will trust the wisdom of the three. But thank you for your knowledge. We will remember. Thank you.
Before we go to the Teahouse, and I probably will pop into the Teahouse, is this a cantina? And is Paxton here? This is, I suppose, the major question. Ah, he's not here. What is our standing with the Voss right now? I wonder. Actually, we can get some Voss robes if we so wished. A unique mount available to us. There must be another cantina somewhere around. Or Paxton's are simply not here. Cantinas on Voss. I don't know if there is another one, you know. Various trainers here. Speaking of, I didn't actually choose to switch over. So, Tech and... yeah. Here we have a load of schematics. Oh, you can only have one crafting skill. Oh, I did not know that. Oh well, I learned something new. It's not so important right now, I just saw the opportunity. Just thought I'd have a quick look around Voss here. There is a certain codex entry which it may pop up. This is why I thought it'd come along this way. Yeah. The Step of Harmony. There's a datacron down there. Lore. There you are. The Step of Harmony. Many off-world visitors have commented on the lovely view from a certain long platform in Voskar that stretches out over the mountain. You realize that this platform, the Step of Harmony, is the Voskar's method of handling individuals unable to abide by Voss's simple laws. The violently deranged or the truly heretical. Those who commit particularly grievous offences shall take the Step of Harmony by being cast over the edge of the mountain. They do not view the Step of Harmony as a place of execution. To the Voss, deviant behaviour is a result of being wrong-minded. Removing such people from the city is a positive act that restores order. The Step of Harmony also serves as a powerful symbol, emphasizing that to the Voss, there is no greater punishment than being permanently expelled. Aha. There's been a few times when we've been playing characters here, when we've arrived at Voss, and there's been mention of the Step of Harmony. I don't know if it comes up here with the agent at all. To be honest, we weren't here with Fallon, so it would have been Verona when we got here on Voss. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. A long time ago at the very least. Let us go meet our contact. See if they can give us any relevant information as to why the hell we're here. Why we think the Star Cabal have a presence here.
Come in, outsider. You seek the alien enclave. The way isn't always clear.
Yanaton, tea for the guest.
Which tea?
All of them, until he finds one that suits him.
That's very polite.
I am Baston. This is my tea house. Forgive my daughter. We should start anew as the spring.
You're very kind. Is there somewhere we can talk?
When tea is ready, host the others. This man is a friend of a good friend. I will share his time.
We'd like to see the city, if you don't mind. Maybe look up some friends in the diplomatic service.
Don't worry. The family won't bother us, and no one else suspects. Living with these creatures for 5 years earns some credibility.
That's either quite a disguise or you're Voss yourself.
Our employers surgically altered me to look like the real Baston. The only way to infiltrate a closed society. I got to know my family, raise children, kiss my wife. I don't care how exotic they look, their breath always smells like Minok dung. It's some spice in the blasted food.
Aside from their breath, is there anything else you've noted?
I know their ticks and their customs. More about their tea than I thought possible. Problem is, they're stagnant. A Teahouse owner is a Teahouse owner for life. The real politics are above my station.
So, if I want to get involved in the real politics?
They say the three run the government, and it's true. But a word from the Mystics can change everything. My orders were to find you a lead on Albathius, a human who showed up a few years ago. Voss called him the Shining Man. Where he came from is a mystery. But it only took him 5 weeks to go from outsider to practically Voss. Went through a dozen rites to earn their respect. Knew their culture inside and out. Knew their politics. Textbook infiltration. Impossibly perfect.
You're talking past tense. What happened to him?
Just when it seems the Voss can't love him anymore, he dies in his sleep. Buried with honors. Mourned like one of them. No one's touched the case much since. So if you want to learn what the Shining Man was up to, you've got a nasty job. Start with the tomb.
What does died peacefully mean?
It means he went to his home in Voss Car one night and didn't wake up. Heart condition, they said. Tomb's at the base of the mountain, holiest place a non-Voss can be interred. Predators keep the area clear these days. If you want to go in as a pilgrim, I've left clothes and instructions at a dead drop. Give me a call once you're in.
Third ton returns at sunset.
Our family must prepare a welcome. We will speak again.
Such a long cover agent. Surgically altered.
Go in peace, my friend.
Ah. So, a lot of the time, you find that your character and the character's story is tied into the world story. Obviously, there's a mention of us going to this lower level. These, like, lower ruins. Where only, like, when, like, obviously, non-Voss can travel, of course. But we can visit these tombs as a pilgrim. Which, of course, will have relevancy later. What we'll do is we'll take a break here. And then when we come back, we will, introduce ourselves to Darth Seraphim. And see how we can aid Imperial interests. Unlike our times on, say, Taris or Hoth, we're not going to really have to disguise our actions, so I don't think we're going to need to switch out characters at all. We can probably just go as we are. As I say, the story mission and world mission will likely be tied together, therefore we should be identified as the same person. But thank you all for joining me once again with even more Star Wars The Old Republic. As always, feel free to leave a comment if you so wish, and hopefully I'll see you for even more next time. Until then, though, take care. Bye bye now.